Hello everybody and welcome back to my planner series. So we've just made this cute little planner using the Katelyn Lizardi planner die. I will link to this tutorial if you've missed that. This tutorial is going to be about how to make some fun inserts for here. You can look around your stash or the stores around you to see if they sell any little notebooks. These are just some I have on hand. They would fit nicely. I also have, this is another one that I've done, I also have some really small ones that could fit, although they're not really the right size for this. But you can make it work. I would say that this is a better size here. But the thing is that these look ugly. They don't go with the paper that you chose for your planner. And the wonderful thing about being a crafter is that you're able to customize all the little bits that go into the things that you make. So let's make some custom planner inserts for your planner. I used this We Are Memory Keepers typecast paper pad to make this planner, so why not grab some more of the papers to make the inserts to match your planner. So I am going to choose, I love this, gorgeous. I'm going to use something just a little bit plain, so I might use this one. Still gorgeous. I love this. And what I want you to do is I want you to, so let's remove the paper strip. I want you to just have it straight in half, so it's 6 by 12. So we've got these two sitting off to the side. Next thing I want you to do is grab some copier paper. So let's grab 8 pieces of copier paper and let's do this 2 at a time, just to save some time. Let's see if we can do this. I want you to grab your copier paper, which is A4, and I want you to have it this way, so it's the long way. Then I want you to have it one more time this way. Just going to crease that. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to cut across there. So we open it up, that's 4 pages right there. Okay, so let's continue on using 2 at a time. Okay, so I've got a little assembly line happening here. So 2 sheets will look like that when you cut them in half, put them together. Let's put 2 sheets of 2 together, so that's 4 sheets. I like the feel of 4 sheets, and perhaps what I might do is break up another sheet. So take 2, so this is 10 sheets. I like the feel of 10 sheets. I think that 10 sheets is perfect for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 10 sheets, grab a cover, and that is 1 booklet for me. Those 2 sheets are left over now. I'm going to add them with another, so this is 1 sheet here, and another sheet here. I like the feel of that, so we're going to put that together there. That's another booklet done. So that's 2. I've got another booklet here, and I've cut another one there. Here's another booklet here. Done. So I've made 4 booklets here using 2 12 by 12 papers and a whole lot of copier paper. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these off just at the top here. I thought I would just film this process here. So I've just trimmed that cover. That cover now is 8 6/8 by 6, right? So we are at the stage now where we've got all these papers in here. So I'm going to make sure that that's nicely in half. Alrighty, these are nicely burnished in half, and they're just gonna go in there like this. Okay, now I have a long arm stapler which I love. I make booklets all the time, and this is worth investing in for me. It might not be for you, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you really quickly how this works. I'm going to insert it here, and I'm going to just go to the center, and I'm going to staple. For those who don't have a long arm stapler, I'm going to show you another way of how to do it. You need some sort of, this is a large eraser, but something that basically will take the staple. Something like foam would also work, you know. So what you need to do is open your regular stapler, and so you want something that will take the staple and keep it open so that it allows you to staple all the way through. So we are going to align this stapler along the line here of the spine, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to staple down. This will now be stuck in your stapler. All you need to do is pull that stapler and close these ends down, and that's the same thing. You don't really need to buy a long arm stapler. I just have, because I make a lot of these. Now, this is our booklet done. Let us have a look. This is not quite ready for this. Let's have a look at this. Will this fit in here? Yes, it fits perfectly. However, and this is a personal peeve of mine, when you put these through the elastics, do you see how this pulls up here? Let's come in a little bit closer. Do you see how that's pulled up over and comes all the way up and through down to the book? See how this side, it's just straight down. So the elastic comes out and goes straight up into the book, and then do you see how this one goes up, over, and then down into the book? And even if we moved it just a little bit so that it's not so large, it comes out of the hole round. That's a personal peeve of mine, and I don't like that. So what I do is I do cut my books down just a little bit, and I mean by a little bit, I mean that much. So it's not that little. But basically, I cut my books to be between this hole and this hole so that when I put my notebook, it looks like this. The elastic comes out of the hole straight into the book. Out of the hole straight into the book. And what is this measurement? This measurement is, so it's 5 3/8 across by approximately 4 1/4, which is different than this size. This is 4 3/8 by 6 inches. And 6 inches, you think, wow, the cover was 6 inches. However, it's not peeking through. Remember that the laminated edge there gives you a little bit extra, so it hides it. So if you would like to do a little bit of trimming, I'll show you how I do mine. Okay, so here are the two books. This is the one that's been cut down. This is the one that's existing. I'm going to leave this edge. It's fine. I don't mind it. But we're just going to come down here. So we said that this was 5 3/8. I've measured 5 3/8 to be up to here. So all I need to do, and perhaps, you know, also measure on this side just so that you're able to run that ruler straight. So 5 3/8 also goes to there. Grab your steel end ruler. You do need one so that you don't eat into the plastic of your current one. Alrighty, this is a cutting board that I use specifically for fabric and for paper. And you just grab a scalpel blade and you just slowly slice through your paper one layer at a time until they come free. And that is a neat edge there. And this will fit very nicely into here without peeking and bulging over. This is the difference in the size. You can see it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my booklets to size. I'm going to make 4 booklets and I'm going to be back with the next step. Okay, so I've just gone ahead and made 8 little booklets. These 8 booklets, I made 4 for this one and 4 for this one. So I've just varied the covers that I've made, so 1 for each. So I'm going to put 4 in this one, and I'm going to go ahead and put 4 in this one. Okay, so I really love that. I love how they're all flush with the elastic, and I love how that one needs to be cut just a little bit more, but I'll do that a little bit later. That looks good. And just really quickly, this is another way that you can cut your pages. One of the dies in this set here is this die here that is for a folded insert, and I've just left it like this so I can show you that when you cut an A4, when you fold an A4 in half, all you need to do is put the folded edge here on this one, and it says, if you come in a little bit closer here, it says on the die, for folded insert, fold on line. And that, as you can see, is a folded piece of paper, and what comes out is this piece here, and this piece goes in really nicely in here. So it is the perfect size for how they want you to make your insert. So my inserts are a little bit larger because I just wanted to have more to write in, but this is how they, I guess, this is how they designed their insert. Now, speaking of which, Sizzix has some of these downloads that they have provided, and all I've done is I've copied them onto, this is digital paper, so all you need to do is go to the Sizzix site and download these, and I've just printed out a whole lot here as inserts that you could use in your books. Maybe we'll do one together so I can show you how I did it. So basically all I did was I put corner to corner, so, and when you do it straight in half, it is exactly on the line there. Okay, I'm going to use the same bar sheet that I used here. Now also, the printout is not the exact shape, or it's not the exact size of the die, so you just have to kind of, I don't know, make sure that you have the same on either end here. But basically just push this edge right along to the line, but don't allow it to cut. So this is your cutting line. You're butting it up right here, but not under it. So just make sure that it's butted up. There's the same distance here is the same distance here, and then I just put my tape down and I send this through the Big Shot, and the insert just comes straight off like that, and you can see that it is a perfect cut. Okay, weekly plan on that side, and that here. So this could be something that you add into each of your booklets. I mean, if you wanted to print out 20 of them and make that your booklet, go ahead, why not? But that is how much bigger or this is how much smaller it is from the way I showed you how I make my booklets. So you do what's right for you. One more thing I wanted to show you, and that is how to make a dashboard. You make a dashboard using this die and this die over here. So let me show you how you can do that. I'm going to run you through each die in this set to see what you can do with each of them. Let's start with this 12 by 12. I have about 10 of these, so that's why I've chosen this. So I'm going to do this double-sided piece of paper, okay? So this die measures 3 3/4 by, let's say, maybe 5 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and just estimate that much. That I need to cut off. So I've cut it at 5 3/4. So now all we need to do is to go ahead and maybe we'll do that much. Is that enough? Make your folded line. And like I said earlier, butt this up right against here, but not over it so that it cuts it. And we're going to go ahead and tape this on. And let's go ahead and send this through the Big Shot. Looks good. So the next thing you need to do is I'll get you to fold this. Now I'm going to fold this. Just pay attention to how I'm going to do this. I want this pattern, so I'm going to fold this pattern in on itself. So I'm going to need about that much, so let's fold that much in. Alrighty, and then I'm going to just cut that. Alright, so these two get folded in, this gets cut up. Alright, so that's going to go through the Big Shot. Alright, so this is my sandwich coming up. So I've got 2 pockets. There's a little slip here that comes out. I have got 2 pockets of this pattern. One is going to go onto the inside here, and one is going to go on the inside here. And this is a little folder that you can put in your planner. So let's go ahead and tape that down. Alrighty, and there you go. So this is definitely one way that you can make a dashboard or a folder to go into your notebook. Now obviously this doesn't go with mine, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make some that match the design of mine a little later on. So I'll grab this piece of paper here and let's do another one. Okay, so this is a one-sided paper, so you're going to have this on the inside. The little bit that I cut off just then, you only have enough to make one. Alright, so what I'm going to do is on this XL die for the planner, there's another little pocket down here, and that pocket fits perfectly in this area. So let's go ahead and add this. just going to put it down here. And I'm going to tape it down. And we're going to send this through the Big Shot. This is what it looks like when it comes out. So there's this little section here. It's just the painter's tape. Because I put it all the way through, it cut the pen loop. And then there's another little label here which you can use for something, I'm sure. So this little extra piece here, this makes a beautiful pocket down here. So let's go ahead You've seen what this die does, and you've seen what this die does, but another thing this die does is it also just cuts this paper if you want, not the double-sided, it just cuts this paper. So let's go ahead and just cut a single paper, not a double, just a single, and I'll show you something else that you can do with this die set. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's cut one of these. Grab my scissors and send this through the Big Shot. Here's the single piece here. There's the die. There's the border. There's the single piece. Now, in this die set, there is this die here, which cuts like a, I guess cuts a spine, I suppose is the best way to say it. So let's go ahead and cut a little piece of paper. And cut a spine out so that we can bind these two pieces. Here we go. There is the border, and this here is the spine. And all you need to do is just add some double-sided sticky tape on either side of this. And you're going to line up the corners here with the corner here, and then so kind of a little bit easier to work backwards, and then the corner of this one with the corner of this one, and you now have this extension and the ability to make that flap. So then where I cut this weekly paper, you can have that stuck in here. Just like this. And that can be just like a little dashboard, which we can decorate.